for a
Yeah.
special event.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yes, thank
Feels
you.
special anyway that you said.
Okay.
Chili festival or something. I think they may change their logo every year.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. We have a small group today. I was just telling Mandy, I think we're a victim of the holiday weekend here with lab folks that are off on Friday, and then they get Thursday off so they can take today off and use one day of vacation and be gone for 5 days. So I'm Patrick Sullivan, the Executive Director of Los Alamos Commerce and Development Corporation. The Chamber of Commerce is one of our programs. So a couple of quick announcements before we start. The new owners of the Finishing Touch are having a ribbon cutting at 2 o'clock Saturday, this coming Saturday on November 11th. So as most people know, Cheryl Souter has retired and has sold the business to some new owners who seem to have some very interesting ideas, and we're glad to keep the business going in our community. So if you're able to, at 2 o'clock on Saturday, please come to that. Second thing, another major milestone for business in town, next Thursday the 16th, our business after hours will be at Bennett's Fine Jewelry, and this will be their 10th year anniversary. So they're throwing a nice celebration there, so if you're able to come to that, please do. And let's see, then another big event here in Los Alamos that seems to grow every year is Small Business Saturday. This is always the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which is the day after traditional Black Friday, when everyone goes and stands in line at 4 a.m. at big chain stores to buy stuff. So Small Business Saturday is an effort that was initiated by American Express but has taken off across the country to encourage people to shop local. We've got a scavenger hunt that's being put together that'll be through a mobile app on your phone that encourages you to go around and do different missions at different small businesses in town. There's going to be a kiosk mall at Project Y, which is will feature home-based businesses. So you can go and visit those there. And then we've got, Femia, how many? 65, 70 businesses? 65 businesses lined up to participate Saturday. Some of them are donating a portion of their revenues that day to charities of their choice. So please come out Saturday, the couple days after Thanksgiving, and shop local. So with that, I'll introduce our speaker, Mandy Marksteiner. Mandy's a direct response copywriter and content specialist who offers emails, sales letters, ebooks, blog posts, and articles, case studies, and white papers. She opened her copywriting business in 2008 and has a broad range of experience writing for several different markets, including the financial sector, fine art, healthcare, music, fine dining, wine, small businesses, entrepreneurs, crowdfunding, politics, nonprofit fundraising, parenting, science, and education. She also hosts a podcast about direct response marketing called Monster Mice, and she'll be discussing several topics today to help folks with marketing. So, Mandy?
Thank you, everybody, for being here and for listening to my talk about digital marketing. Let's see, I'm just waiting for him to get started.
Okay.
There we go.
I believe the clicker.
All right. I want to talk about implementing a simple digital marketing plan. Simple is really important. Sometimes I feel like when people think about digital marketing, it's, should I be on Twitter? Should I be on Instagram? What should I do on Facebook? And you just end up wasting your entire day, or you're wasting a bunch of money. If anyone, I don't know if any of you have ever wasted any money buying an online ad, and you have no idea what happened.
Lots of money.
Okay. Yeah, so this is my plan is to kind of keep it really focused on sales, so you can actually measure what happened. Here's my picture, and I'm going to turn it now. This is how I felt like when I realized I was going to be talking about digital marketing. It's like, there's too much to talk about, you know? The online world, there's so many things you can do. It's so easy to sit in front of your computer, just get overwhelmed and just kind of go, I give up, you know? or either that or just sit in front of your computer and end up getting sucked into Facebook for the rest of the day. So I'm just trying to kind of keep it simple, keep it focused. Really focused on making a sale is the goal for this plan. So, like I say, you don't have to do everything. I don't think it's wise to be on every platform. I think the best idea is to choose a few platforms that work for you, that make sense for you. And if you're wondering, hey, what are those platforms going to be? The best way to decide that is figure out where your customers are. You know, what are your customers doing? And what platforms are they on? So when you're planning your marketing plan, you got to figure out the things that you're doing. You got to choose the activities that are the most profitable for you, and that you're going to actually do it. It's not going to be painful for you to do it, and your customers will actually see it and appreciate it and enjoy it. So for me, this is what I do, and I like to blog, I like to write email newsletters, I like to podcast, and I like to network. Makes sense for me because I'm a writer, and I can kind of demonstrate what I do, and I can bring traffic to me. And so that's what I do. It might be different for all of you.
Mandy, one question. Do you do anything with Facebook at all?
Yeah.
How does that work out for you?
So you know what I'm going to say, because in this talk, I don't even talk about Facebook in this presentation, but I will say that what I want you to think about is your sales page is almost the middle of like a spoke, like your hub. So you have your sales page on your website, and that's where you have your core offering, whatever that is, you know, where people are going to buy, and that's on your web page. Facebook is here to bring people here, you know, and Instagram is to bring people here. You know, your blog brings people to the sales page. If you're not bringing people to the sales page when you're like off playing on Facebook, then that's what you're doing, you're playing. So if you can find a way to
focus it.
Yeah, focus it. And so what we're doing here, when you do this, when you're finished with what we're talking about, then I think the next step would be to start sharing it on Facebook. And to start, you know, maybe buy a Facebook ad if you want to do that. But I want you to get this stuff done first. Otherwise, you're kind of just
Step one before step two.
Yeah, I just don't want your energy to be scattered to the winds.
I understand completely. Yeah.
I mean, Facebook seems like the best place to start in many ways, but if you're just on Facebook and that's it, then it's like, I don't know. I just don't think that should be your main. I don't think that Facebook should be your headquarters. Facebook should send people to your headquarters. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To everybody? Okay, so here's some ideas that help me form my marketing plan, and I want to introduce them to you so you can think of your marketing plan. This is a big deal for me, market to message match. Start by thinking of what it is that you're selling. Who's buying it? And where are they? A lot of times if you're in business, you might find that people will just come out of the woodwork and try to sell you ads. And it's like, hey, do you want to buy a radio ad? Do you want to buy an ad on the Daily Post? Do you want to buy an ad, a clickbait, you know, a pay-per-click ad? Do you want to buy an ad on the, you know, back of the bus? And you're thinking, why? Why do I want to buy an ad here? You know what I mean? So before you even discuss what you're buying an ad for, you know, figure out who these people are that you want to talk to. You know, so what you're selling, who are the people that are going to buy it? And then before you buy the ad, where are they? What magazines do they read? What bus line do they ride on? If they're on the bus, then yeah, buy it on the bus. But you know, if your customers are reading a particular magazine, like maybe The Finishing Touch, it might make sense for them to advertise in a decorating magazine, you know, or a food, you know, the Secret City Kitchen. It might make sense for them to advertise in the food section, you know, but figure out where your customers are. You can ask your customers, and then you can buy your ads. This is me with Dan Kennedy. He's kind of my copywriting hero, probably just because he makes a lot of money. He's literally maybe the first or second most paid copywriter in the world, and so anyway, he's kind of, but he, you know, he's kind of formed a lot of my ideas about copywriting and about, you know, building businesses. So I would encourage all of you to check him out because he's got a lot of great ideas. But a while ago, I was at a conference and he was teaching and he was talking about, we'll go back to him making a ton of money because that's what gets my attention. If you want to meet with him for a day, it'll be $19,000. You have to fly out to him and meet with him, and you have to like stay in the La Quinta, and you've got to like go through all these hoops and like ride his limo to his secret house, and then, you know, $19,000 just to meet with him and talk to him, and then you have the right to have him write your copy. You know, he's just kind of built enough of a reputation that people will pay it, you know. And so I'm like, how is that even possible? Why would someone pay someone that much? It's ridiculous. But what he does, he's explaining it to me that most people, you know, they're not ready after that. Most customers, they need to be developed. He was saying it's like they need to be in the womb. It was kind of strange to think about, you know, like a man his age talking about putting people in his womb, but he was, you know, so he'll sell a book, you know, a $10 book, and then in that book, there'll be a page, you know, where people can go online and sign up for his newsletter, and then people will get on his newsletter. He sends emails every day, you know, every day. Maybe not him himself, he's got a staff, but he got started by writing books and then getting people on his email list. And so people will come in at the free level, or maybe the $10 level. He asks for an easy yes. It's easy to buy a book. Even I buy his books. I buy his books all the time. I don't go to his house and pay him $19,000, but I do buy his books, and so I get his emails. And those emails give information that makes it possible for you to be a customer. The information teaches you how to grow your business and teaches you how to, you know, think. And it's almost like training you. And so one day, so it may be like 6 months, it may be 10 years, it doesn't matter. They're in the system, and then they just kind of come out the other end, ready to go, you know what I mean? So I kind of implemented that myself. I have my own system, you know, it's like a mini version over here, where people can, yes.
Do you email every day?
I do, it's nuts. I mean, no, actually, sometimes I skip, but I really email very often. And it's really part of how I build my business. So that way, instead of me walking up to people and saying, be my customer, which is really awkward. I did that with Michelle. I think that she got sucked in because I didn't keep paying. She's the first client. I'm so happy you're here. You know, but instead of saying, you know, instead of going up to people and saying, hire me, you can go up and say, I have this newsletter. You know, would you like this information? And that's an easier yes, rather than, will you hire me? Which is not an easy yes. People say no. And that's depressing. So how do you get people to agree to be on your list? I mean, it's sort of like, yeah, Mandy, do you want me, you know, you need a bait piece is what it is. It's like you put the worm on the hook. I was at this copywriting conference, and one writer was telling this hilarious story about how he was going fishing, and he was using some fancy lure, and you know, it was like a spinneret lure, and all day, and his friend was using, you know, just worms. The friend was just pulling in fish all the time, but he had these fancy lures. He was like, no, wait, this is gonna work. He kept trying the fancy lures, and meanwhile his friend was just eating a ton of fish. Anyway, you gotta use bait that people actually want. So here are some ideas for bait pieces. Let me just explain what a bait piece is. It's just information that people give. It could be other things. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be information, but it's a small thing that you give. It's an easy yes, and you exchange it for information. So you can get emails, you can get addresses, phone numbers, and then when people give you that information, they're saying, yes, you may email me every day. And when you're making your bait piece, you need to understand what your market is. You need to understand who you're talking to. If you don't understand who you're talking to, then you're gonna have a hard time even having a business. But so figure out who your customer is and what they really want, and then you can start to make a bait piece. I'll show you some examples. These are my bait pieces. Here's one. When I play the trumpet, and I just recently started to try to get a business related to it. And so I use this bait piece. How to increase your trumpet range and improve your sound. When you hang out with trumpet players, you will hear that they're always whining about how they can't hit the high D at the end of the song, or they get all tired and they're always talking about their range. Up at the top of the scale, I don't know, some people can play in, but if they can't play up there, then they're not going to give a solo. So they're always wanting to increase their range. I happen to have really high range, and so I have like an exercise that I do, and so I give the exercise away to people, give me their email address. Works every time. I mean, you don't have to try that hard. Trumpet players always want the exercise. So I've been growing my list, and all I have to do is just say, I'm really lazy about this. I mean, I can't even tell you how lazy I am. Someone was telling me that I need to add some bullets to sell this, you know, like add the benefits, and I'm like, no, I don't. They just say yes. So I just kind of say, you know, when I go into a trumpet forum, people will start to complain about their range. And I'll say, well, here's what I do to increase my range, and I put the link, and then they'll sign up for my newsletter. So it's easy. Here's another great piece I have. This is on my website, how to get customers. If someone wants a book with the title, How to Get Customers, then they might be a good customer for me. They might want some sales copy, you know? So this is an easy yes. People say, yes, I want your book. This might be overkill for a bait piece. I think it's too long, but here's my other bait piece. It's an unswipeable email file. All I did was I took all my emails for a year and I put them together into like a giant file. So people that are really interested in selling, you know, doing emails every day or using email marketing, they'll grab that, which is nice because if someone grabs that, they might want me to write daily emails. And if they read it, they might like my emails and I'll give them more. So here's another one. This is my blog worksheet. This is just a worksheet that people get, and they can go through the worksheet and they can think of ideas for their blog. So anyone can use this, any kind of business owner. You just comes up with, it's full of questions, you answer the questions, and then once you're done, you have a year's worth of blog posts just ready to go. You just have to finish it. So the good thing about having free content, these bait pieces are all on my website. You see them on the side, and people click it, and then a box shows up. They put their email address in, and then they automatically get on the list. That's how it works. One good thing about it is that I hate working for free. People ask me to work for free all the time, and I hate it. So when people, you know, a lot of times when people want to like pick my brain or something, which sounds really painful, they want to like have me. It does. You know, so if someone wants to, you know, just suck information out of me, a lot of times I can deflect them, or I can kind of put them off in a nice way. I don't have to be a jerk about it. I can just say, well, actually, I have something on my website. You know, you can go get my book, or you can go, I'll get something that'll help you, and it's free. That way I don't have to say, well, you need to pay me, that's rude. So it kind of helps me with a business problem that I have. And so I like that. And you can do that too. I mean, a lot of people might have, they might, you know, whatever your business is, people might come to you and want something for free. I mean, everyone likes to have something for free. And it just feels good to have something for free. I mean, and so if you can have something that you can give, that's your main piece. So here's how to set it up. First, looking at the slide, what was I thinking? Decide what it's going to be. You can have a coupon, you can have a free cup of coffee, you can enter into a drawing, you know, a consultation. You can have that 15-minute consultation, you know, but you have to get the email address first. Why would your customer join your list? You know, think of what do they want? What are the things that they're looking for when they're coming to you?